We on? We on?
Yes.
We on? Okay. I'll get my shirt right. Like somebody snatched me by the throat. What's going on, YouTube kin folks? I mean, co-ed kin folks. How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another video, Kourtney Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub. This is my lovely wife.
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
Why you put the punky right there on my stomach? You always try to be funny.
It probably came over there.
Push your nose, girl. All right. This channel is all about reviews, entertainment, and romance. I don't know what this channel is about no more. Anyway, welcome back to our views and our rants and raves.
Do we need to start this over?
No, we're gonna keep it going because I'm tired. I had a long day today, and tonight we're gonna be talking about Married at First Sight, 3 episodes.
So if you're brand new to this channel and subscribe yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Hit it like you're hitting his stomach. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all comment down below. Let's get into it, y'all. Now this Married at First Sight, episode 5, 6, and 7. So it excuse him. And it didn't give much, y'all. This is I'm starting to feel like, am I losing my flavor for
Nope, I don't think it is. I don't think that's that. I don't think that's the reason why. I think right now, I know they're trying to experiment with older people, but older people are set in their ways. They're not gonna change, and they just like they're gonna bump heads. I just feel like with the younger people, you're gonna have more drama, more excitement, in my opinion. Okay, but no, I don't think it's you. I just think one they on Peacock, it just don't have the same flair as it was on Lifetime. I don't know, something's missing. I don't know what it is. Something's missing, and some people say, "Oh, I like the older couples." Yeah, but how long can you continue to watch them if they don't bring no substance to the show? That's just my personal opinion, and no one's happy about them. Go ahead, I'm done.
So now let's get into it. I'm gonna have to remove my banner and stuff like
Why?
that. The cute little Halloween.
No,
Y'all
leave it
can't
there.
see it. They can't see
I
it.
don't know. High my stomach. There you go. Put more up there.
They can't
Matter of
see
fact,
it.
it blurred me out.
They can't see it. So anyway, I leave that up there. So you gonna be okay?
Tickle, tickle.
So anyway, so let's get into it. So let's start out with Will and Brittany. So he was asking her, I think last week where they had got into it, and she came back, she went to go eat, child. And she went to eat them chicken fingers, what you said, dipped it in that sauce and stuff.
Chicken tenders. I'm mad. I'm going downstairs. I'm mad. Can I get another 5? And put some seasoning on the fries right there. You got some seasoning? Yeah, but some people they when they get mad they want to eat.
So so he was like, do you always do this? I said, go eat when she mad. She said, do what? He said, leave without notice. I thought he was gonna be shady and say, listen, I need to know, is you gonna be eating like this all the time? And so she was like, well, I was wrong for that. I should have told you and stuff like that. So, he gave her a hug and a kiss, and they just said, listen, we just gonna move forward and give each other grace. So now you got the couple that we probably said, what? They ain't gonna make it.
They ain't gonna make it, man. Every time I see them on TV, they fussing and fighting. Every time, man. I don't think they had a good moment on the screen yet.
Yeah, they did. So Megan and Derek made up.
Bust on bubble, man. That pudgy nose. You pinch a little pudgy little bulldog nose.
So Derek and Megan, they made up because they was on the outs as well. They talked about
makeup, the breakup to make up. Y'all remember the old song?
That's all we do.
That's not the song.
First you love me, then you hate me. That's the song for fools. I didn't know the song sound like you don't know it. So they made up
to break up,
and in which I don't understand why this was such an issue, because Derek did ask her, like, what, as far as kids, how many kids do you want? Because he want 3 or 4. And she was like, ooh, that's a lot. We like 38 years old, you know what I'm saying? So
that's a lot for the age.
So she was like, maybe 1, I guess to kind of start out and stuff like that. So they did have that conversation. Now let's move on to the old heads, child. And I have to call them old heads because Rhonda is stuck in her ways, honey. She's 63, child. So Rhonda and Pat are talking, and as well as Brittany and Will. So they both talking. And Rhonda is talking to Brittany, and she was just basically saying, so how's it going? And Brittany was like, well, we had an argument and stuff like that or whatever. And, I'm just so used to being independent and doing things on my own. I'm gonna have to let that go. And Miss Rhonda said, baby, you got to let that go. You just got to put it in its proper place. So keep your independence, but then you just learn to balance it out, which I thought was good information.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that. Yeah.
And so Pat is up there talking to Will and asking how things going and stuff like that. So Pat was telling Will that Rhonda said, that she kind of wigged out on him and stuff like that because, it kind of scared her that he said that the last relationship he was in was 6 months ago. So now she feel like, oh my gosh, is this dude just here for a rebound and stuff like that? So it made him feel like, that she was judging him and stuff like that. So, both of them kind of like in that place or whatever. So, Rhonda was just saying, she was like, it seems like he insecure. And she's like, I don't want to be no insecure man. Like, that's gonna be a no for her. So all the couples are taking a boat ride and they're having a good time, drinking and showing off and jumping in the water and all that stuff. And Will, he can swim, honey. Don't y'all be fooled that all black people can't swim. They can swim. So Will jumped in that
Well,
water.
yeah, not all, but like I would say like 9% of us can't swim. Yeah, what's so crazy about it? We can't swim, but we came over here on the boat. So ironic.
And so let's move on.
Hey, am I lying? Am I lying?
You shaking this camera.
I'm shaking the camera. That's what you said.
I said camera.
No, you said camera.
No, I know what I said. I said camera.
You said camera.
No camera though. So that Megan and Derek are talking about the dog. Now let me tell you something. Everybody on here got pets. Everybody love their pets just like they is a whole human and they is on their will, they birthed them and all that stuff. And I get it, people love their pets. But the thing is, if you're not a pet person and you marry somebody that's a pet person and they just treat that pet just like that's their child and their pet sleep in the bed with them and you like, I don't want no dog sleeping in the bed.
That should have been discussed before they got together then. You know what I'm saying?
How?
I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
How they get married at first sight.
I know, but I'm just saying that should have been some of the questions the expert should have asked. Are you a pet person? Because don't put me with a person that's a pet person. I'm not. What if I'm allergic to the pets? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the issue is they're a pet person. Is how involved they are with their pets. Yeah. Because if you got a person that don't have a pet versus a person that got a pet and that's they only, like, you know what I'm saying, that's like their child, then they gonna treat it
with family,
right? So yeah, and everything. So that's gonna be like an issue and stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. Shoot, man, you're gonna treat that animal better than you treat me. I got a problem with that.
So now you got Rhonda and Pat. They talking, and he said he felt judged because she needed the how to. Okay, I'm trying to remember because y'all know 3 episodes, and she said she need to feel protected, and she feels the need to protect herself. So she's not sure if he's doing it to get over the next person as far as the previous relationship.
Basically, it sounds like she's afraid of being the rebound chick. Basically, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. And she also expressed that she feels smothered. I'm like, well, dang.
Rhonda, why did you get on the show? I understand you got to have some kind of space, even though you're married. But from what I can see, what I've been seeing is that, dang, you need space. You're gonna want him to, she demands a lot from Pat, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
She said, "Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead."
And just like Rhonda, you cut people off, just like Rhonda.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying, that's the problem when you bring people up in age on this show. they're so set in their ways that they don't want to change. You know, she's been independent for I don't know how long, has her own.
25 years, honey.
You've been independent. You've been by yourself 25 years. Now you're gonna bring somebody into your space. Yeah, that's gonna be an issue, man. Because she's not gonna be used to that.
You touch it.
See if I touch Ronald. Don't touch me. I'm not used to it. But he been touch Ronald. Because she's not used to nobody touching her. She been by herself 25 years.
She did say that she used to doing things on her own. But for him, he's I guess the type of person that be up under you, you know what I'm saying? His last relationship was 6 months ago. So, you know, he used to that affection, that intimacy, you know what I'm saying, that closeness and stuff. And she ain't been with somebody in 25 years. I ain't saying that she ain't been intimate, but I guess in close spaces and places and stuff. So she said, listen, I'm just letting you know now. I want to make sure that I keep my independence. So I may want to go on a 2-mile run and stuff like that. You going to be okay with that? He was like, yeah, sure. I mean, go run and stuff. So, yeah. So she trying to let him know up front now.
Now, she started going out and being out overnight. That's a problem there.
Yeah, so she want him to make sure he do it too. Now the happy couple, honey, that seem like they ain't got no problems and everything is hunky-dory, Chad, because they ain't got no issues. Honey. So Josh and Jalen, they talking about, you know, how they grew up. And so he was saying he grew up poor, you know. She on the other hand, honey, she grew up with everything. They was always in towards us, honey. She was always getting the things that she wanted and stuff like that. So they do have different backgrounds as far as growing up. And so he was just saying that she said she had the biggest parties. Her parents also sent her to college, I guess, because they also went to college. But she said she flunked out of college and she want to be with somebody that's not gonna judge her because she dropped out of college. I was like, girl, ain't no judgment over here, honey, because I went for a good, I probably say 6 months.
You did?
Yeah.
You dropped out?
You knew that.
No, I did not.
Now he on the other hand, you know I ain't had
Oh my God.
You know I ain't
You went to school. Oh man, I didn't know that. I'm for real.
Says the person that didn't go to college at all.
I went to a trade school. Okay, that's
that
a difference.
College.
Yeah.
That ain't college. That's not a HBCU
But
or no 4 year.
point is, I think right now, especially this climate, trade schools are better to go to than colleges right now. And also, what about to say?
What your trade was?
Electronics.
Oh, you do electronics now?
I do. Yeah. What you do now?
Get on here and talk.
That's what you do now.
Just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Oh yeah. Well, I would say y'all remember Toys R Us, man? I used to love going to Toys R Us, man. You walk around, look at the toys, look at the video games, and you got to get the little sticker and take it up to the back of the like a little calendar, give them the thing for the video games you want. Good old days. And kids nowadays would never know that. I feel sorry for them. But go ahead.
So anyway, stop kicking my chair, baby.
I ain't have no sugar either.
So anyway, so she was saying that, you know, she wants her kids to grow up like having affection because her parents didn't show affection toward each other. And so he was like, yeah, I grew up with affection. He said my grandma, we even kissed on the lips and stuff like that. And the music stopped like.
Yeah, we don't kiss on the lips when you're a kid. You know, I get a kiss on the cheek or the forehead, but not on the lips.
He said that was normal.
No, it ain't normal.
But some people did.
No, it ain't.
I found a white girl for white people.
No, it ain't.
I'm just being under white people.
Oh, not our community. What?
Is your community white? Then you just
no, I'm saying
white?
I said that don't happen in our community. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
What community? Black.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't kiss on the lips. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause
not all white people.
No, you know, you kiss on the lips, somebody calling child services on you. And 911.
He said that was normal, honey. So anyway, but she want to make sure that her family have, you know, her kids grow up seeing affection. Now, Belinda, which is Jalen's mom, anyway. So
well, let me get this right. So Jalen said her mom, which is Belinda, didn't show affection when she was growing up.
Yeah, her and her husband.
But she's showing Chad a lot of affection. Come on, Chad. Come on.
Well, what they probably didn't do it is display it in front of the children. You know what I'm
I
saying? They
get that, but
probably did some. They was married for a long time
oh,
and
I'm
had
trying to get at.
kids.
She displaying for the whole world to see now.
What's it? You know what you did when you were younger. You don't do that now. Now she
Man,
want a man and she want to keep a man and she want to have she got a husband.
let's get the freak on, baby. National TV, my mama.
She ain't doing all that.
I don't know.
So
Chad get drunk.
yeah, he come in there spinning and turning and flipping. So Belinda and Chad talking, they talking about, what romance looks like for them. And so, he said that basically romance look like gifts and acts of service, you know what I'm saying? Like taking you here, taking you there. And she said for her, it looks like she said affection. So she likes the affection and stuff like that. And we just talked about that.
She like affection, but she didn't show it to her kids.
She didn't show it in front of them. Maybe that's just the way
She
they
probably
were
didn't show them to
raised.
the kids either. She probably never told kids I love you, stuff like that.
So they both feel they're both feeling each other. They both feeling each other, and they can see themselves falling in love with each
More ways
other.
than one, they feel each other.
And he likes how she balances him, and he likes how she makes him feel special. And I think the question was how, and he drew a blank, and he just looked at her, and he just looked at her.
Chad,
And production said, "So what are you saying? Hold up, let me get my thoughts together. Let me think." Yeah, I forget this. Cause production putting too much pressure on the son, like he just lost all his train of thought. He said, "Come on, we finna go."
I didn't think Chad was talking when she called him out on it, and he didn't know what to say.
No, she didn't call.
She said like how, right? That's to me.
I think it was either her or production. One of them.
They called him
You
out.
just determined to get out the camera. I don't care what you do. You determined.
No,
I turn the camera
this
towards
right here,
you.
This is pushing me out so it can be seen. That's what happened. Stop it. You like me talking about myself?
No,
because love cracking on me. You love me cracking on me, but don't want to know I crack on her.
I don't care about you cracking on me.
Go on.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
I'm done.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought.
So anyway, you the one cracked on yourself, and because I laughed, am I wrong for that?
You laughed a little too hard though.
Anyway, so yeah, so he get up and he was telling her to come on, let's go and stuff like that. So production said we ain't got no choice, I guess, but behind the production be right there in that bedroom, child. What you running from? So as they in the bed talking, she was saying, for her, she's big on respect, and she was saying, even if it's not, because he was like, I always respect you. She said, even if it's not directly toward me, if it's concerning me, I don't want to be embarrassed. And so he was saying, he just expressed that he was frustrated. That's all, he wasn't trying to be rude or mean or anything like that. She said, listen, let me tell you something right now. I don't get over stuff easy. So I said, oh Lord, she finna hold on to that. So she said she don't get over stuff easy. And she kind of tears up because she was saying that, he was saying, what, express yourself, tell me how you feel. She was saying it hadn't always been easier for her to express the way she feel, because sometimes people kind of judge her for that. So she hadn't always showed up for herself and spoke up for herself. And she don't want to have to choose a side, because when a person get mad, a spouse, why you ain't on my side? You seen how they were saying, why you ain't taking up from me? Why? And she was like, I just don't want to go through that. And he was like, listen, let me tell you something. You'll always have a safe space with me, so you'll always be able to express yourself, and I'm cool with that. I said, go ahead, Chad. Right now, in my opinion, I think that Chad is just in the romantic love phase. I haven't seen no real conversations, no real arguments, disagreements with them. And I think Chad, yeah, he love bombing her, and she's feeling it and feels good. And but I want to see the nitty gritty.
See, that's the only red flag I have with Chad. What is he gonna do when you do have those tough conversations? What is he gonna do when the love bombing stops? Because this is his fourth marriage.
This will be his fourth.
Yeah. So is he gonna cut and run, or is he gonna sit there and tough it out? That's the question.
So moving on. So Brittany and Will. Now Brittany had got on all of my nerves. I know Will is not very expressive, but all her emotional crying has really got on my nerves. So she said she tells him she feels rejected because he doesn't want to be intimate with her. And she said she want to feel wanted. And I get it, every woman wants to feel wanted. And she said it's kind of tough that her husband doesn't want to talk to her, he don't want to be intimate with her, and he's distant with her. So yeah. Yeah. So she was just like, I need some time by myself, honey.
Can I get number 3 and put the hot sauce on that? You want the sauce on the chicken tenders on the side? Put it on the side. Because every time she get mad, she go eat.
Ooh, that's a recipe for disaster. So Josh and Jalen are talking about moving in, and Jalen got evidently a nice house and stuff like that. Her lease will be up in some months, and so he was like, "You just moving to my house." She said, "Oh my gosh!" So I'm gonna have to go in there and see what kind of decor gonna look like. I'm gonna have to change up some things. So they happy, honey. Next thing you know, baby, they were butt naked in the shower. So I was like, okay.
It's not the moment on here. Guess what you doing butt naked on national TV? I'm your mama. We both in the same show. Oh, mama, was you getting your back blown out last night?
You so extra.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
So episode 6, they all headed back home. Now, when I tell you that Peacock, they cutting out a lot of stuff. Now, y'all know them honeymoons used to last longer than this.
Oh,
now,
yes.
It lasted really one episode, because maybe 1.5, because the last time, there were about 3 episodes on they be at their honeymoon. So
I think, matter of fact, the time when what's her name with his hands?
Oh, Alyssa.
They were still at the honeymoon. The honeymoon. They were still on the honeymoon when she said that. Cause I remember when she was eating at the restaurant by herself, and they was like secretly filming her and stuff. So that lasted for like 2 or 3 episodes, man. Look at them over there. Man, that was a good old day.
It's so aggressive. That was a good old
Those were the good old days.
Laughed. Oh my gosh. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, season. That was a good season, because it's stuff like that when people just fly off and just get crazy.
That's what's missing right now.
Yeah. I mean, and I get it. You don't always want that toxic drama,
but you got to have a balance.
It makes for good TV, though. I ain't gonna even lie. But anyway, so now moving on to episode 6. So they all headed back. They go into their new apartment, and Rhonda child, she finna say something. Rhonda said that she hasn't shared a space in 25 years with nobody but her children. So this right here is gonna be challenging for her. And she said, "Now what's the safe word again?" He said, "Pineapple." I said, "Why y'all got a safe word?" I thought that's for sexual activities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, why they get a safe word?
Yeah, I don't get it.
So it seems like Will and I was gonna say Will and Jada, honey.
Will and Brittany.
Yeah, they okay. She said that in her past relationships with whoever she was with and stuff like that, they often, many times, like, she felt rejected. So she's kind of bringing that situation over into her current marriage with Will. Now Belinda and Chad, this gonna be that big old dog. That was a big dog. Now the little tiny dog.
Yeah, Belinda dog. Yeah.
Yeah, Love, whatever name. Yeah, the dog. She was also saying that the dog sleep in the bed. That's a big dog to sleep in the bed.
But
that's a whole human.
Yeah, but she's probably in the bed by herself. So
no, she was telling him that the dog gonna sleep in the bed.
Oh yeah, that's too much right there, man. What if the dog got fleas on a tick on him? And you sleeping there scratching yourself, that's too much.
She was also saying too that she judged her partner on how how he treat her dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you treat the dog bad, that's an out for her.
I understand people love their pets. I get it. But you gonna base a relationship on how he treats your pet? To me, that's a little too much. That's just my personal opinion. But I understand people love their animals. They really do.
Same way with her. Derek into now he's into natural products. Like, he ain't finna go in and get some Common and Fabulosa to clean, because he wants, he don't want toxicity in the air. So, his thing is like, you can clean vinegar and stuff. He was just telling his wife, how he clean. So she was like, well, I can't wait till Zoe come home and stuff like that. And see how he acts around how she acts around you and stuff. But she also said, yeah, she sleep in the bed with me. Like she gonna sleep with
Though
me.
she's a smaller dog though, but still,
And she was like, she wants somebody to love her dog just like she does, to cuddle with her dog, to play with her dog, to take her dog
you know
out.
what? You know what? Okay, I hear you, but you know I'm a cat person. So if you love, if I gotta love your dog, you gotta love my cat. And see how that goes over.
Because you ain't no cat person.
Actually, I am a cat person. I would like to get a Maine Coon cat. Oh man, them cats look. Ooh,
So now let's move on. So now we visiting to the homes. Y'all know this kind of part of it too. So we've been, and Brittany has a nice home. She really truly, I'm gonna tell you, girl, you got a nice home for you to be 29 and you got your own house. Nice, it looks like a nice, suburban neighborhood and all the things. So um she said that she's never brought a man to her home. And it's an accomplishment for her. She is a big deal for her because she got everything herself. Looked like he got the stuff out the Range Rover. Now I don't know whose it was, hers or his, but yes, they seem to be accomplished. So she was showing him around this room and that room, that. Now I guess she expected him to say, "Oh wow, this is not." He wasn't doing it. He was just like, oh, "Okay, all right,
I probably
okay."
done the same
Okay.
thing. I'm not gonna. Okay,
It
yeah,
wasn't a mansion. It wasn't like a
yeah.
oh my
You
gosh.
know, when I was working for the cable company, how many mansions I've been in. I'm talking about houses that have water fountains in them. You know what I'm saying? Now, something like that. Dang, they got little curl steps to come down. Something like that. You might say, man, this is nice. But a regular house, yeah, it's cute. You know what I'm saying? I give you your kudos, but I know it's not gonna blow me, blow my mind.
So she was.
Oh, Eddie is a hater. No, I'm not a hater. I'm just being real.
Who was saying that?
People in the comments, he's
Okay,
a hater.
was that? Was
Yeah,
that?
he's trying to say he's
Yeah.
a hater.
Okay.
He hated it. I was like, oh, he's a
Okay.
hater.
I love when people assume what other people say. So she was saying, he was like, "Oh, you got a lot of clothes up there." And so she was like, "But that's what I'm taking with me because the clothes was all folded up and everything." And so he was helping her get some of the stuff out of there. He was like, "You gonna take all of this? It's like 7 outfits a day." It's like so she was like, "Yeah." And and she said that she normally don't, like, feel people come in her space and everything like that. And she really gets an attitude because of how he was not responding to her space in her house. So she said she was excited for him to come in, but
So
all he talking about is the clothes.
to me, that's the issue right there. That's being superficial right there. You're more concerned about how is he gonna how how he's reacting to your house instead of like, okay, yeah, just trying to get along with the guy. Because a man don't heave and hove and all that over your material stuff don't mean he's a bad person. So why get upset about that? I don't get it.
She
That's some immaturity going on right there.
To me, she's so overly emotional. I was like, girl, you crying, you whining,
You
everything.
know,
He
it's
ain't doing this right and that right.
right. And the thing is, I've been around, especially women, that when you go to their house, they act like she does. You supposed to like, ooh, you got it going on. I give you your kudos, I pat you on the back, and that's as far as it's gonna get.
So he noticed that her attitude changed and stuff like that or whatever because he had said something. He said, "No, I'm just playing." Then she was like, "No, you're serious," and she just thought, in front of the camera. I guess they was talking to her and stuff, and she was just like, "I'm just saying." I did a lot. I worked hard for this and that. And
Ooh.
I was like, "Girl, did you come out the project? He don't know you. He don't know where you came
You
from."
about lucky Brittany thing will, cause it was me. I looked around. Oh, it's cute. It's all right. Oh, she have been crushed. She would have been crushed.
So yeah, he don't know where you came from. He don't know all the things. So if you show from a person that came from, what I'm saying, the ghetto to now you in like on the Jeffersons and stuff like that. Oh girl, yeah, this is nice. I know where you come, but he don't know that. And
Actually, it doesn't matter to be honest with you, if he knew you or not. you really can't get confirmation from somebody else, man. If you feel like you accomplished something, so be it.
That's true.
You don't need somebody to sign off on it, and that's what it sounds like. She want him to be blown away because of what she's done, and she don't need that.
Now he was like, I thought it was a good day and everything was going good, but I see that she got an attitude. Instead of me asking her exactly what's wrong, she said nothing. But remember, she the one said that she want to communicate, and she's a good communicator, and she's gonna tell me what's going on. So I'm not gonna
That's
keep
true.
pressing her
That's true.
to ask her. So now let's move on to Pat and Rhonda, honey. So poor Pat. Sometimes I think Pat can't catch a break, honey.
Pat go back home to the mama. You right. Ain't no woman out there for me. Stay here with you.
So now we finna see Rhonda house now. Now I can say Rhonda was like, this is this, and Pat was saying, oh, this is nice. Got a lot of color to it. And it was nice. Like it looks like Rhonda. Now Rhonda got a lot of energy, a lot of color to it. So it looks like her. You know what I'm saying? A little nostalgia to it. Also she had a pool in the back and stuff like that. So was you finna say something?
No, I was gonna say you understand. Rhonda's 63 years old, so she had time to build all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, kudos to her though. Still.
So he was asking her, as far as they living arrangement and stuff and stuff like that. So he was like, well, I probably gonna move in with you. She said, hold on, wait a minute. We'll talk about that later, because that ain't something I'm ready to visit and talk about that now.
But Rhonda, you married. So you can't be like Dr. Pepper and stay in two separate houses.
In my personal opinion, Rhonda's 63 years old, right?
She said no way.
And Pat 59. I think that Rhonda need a companion, not a spouse. I would have to see how it go, but I think that she would prefer to her husband or her spouse companion to stay over there. She stay right here. You have your space, I'm gonna have mine, and we'll come together and we'll meet like Lucy and Ricardo.
Yeah, she should never got married. She should have just continued to date.
Yeah, I agree. So now let's come up to Derek and Megan. So he said it was a rough night. He didn't sleep in the bed because that doggone dog was taking all over the bed and even sleeping on his side of the bed. So it was a rough night.
I rolled over on that dog.
Yeah, I can't even do that yet. Lord.
What happened? I had a nightmare.
And he said, and then plus she asked me to get up and walk that dog twice.
What? Oh, heck to the no. Ain't my dog.
Yeah.
That ain't my dog.
And then the dog was barking.
I was okay. I was walking. I take him off that leash. Where you go? I don't know. I was walking, and all of a sudden I turned around. He was gone.
That's a cute little dog. I ain't gonna lie, it's a cute dog.
The Shih Tzu.
Yeah. Say it again, babe.
Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
They're from China, right? They originated from China.
Oh.
It's sort of been like the emperor's dogs. You know what I'm saying? Royalty.
You so smart. That's why I married you.
That's why they act the way they act.
That's why I said yes, because you're so smart and intelligent.
Like somebody, never mind. But
yeah. So he said, so he's talking to her, like, I guess later on that day, he asked her, was, she okay and stuff like that. And he also told her, you asked me to walk the dog twice. And he said, I thought we would do it together. Like this would be a joint thing. This your freaking dog. This ain't mine. He said that, I don't feel like you compromising a lot. Like you tell me what to do and you not compromising. She get heated quick.
That's one thing she does. She gets mad in an instant. Man, I was like, what she get? I was, whew. Like I said, they ain't gonna make it.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna make it.
And did y'all see them in the end of you say yes and decision day? We didn't see them. In fact, it showed looked like they packed their stuff. Now production can be a little shady, so we're not sure if that was when that was, but yeah. So she was like, well, you talking about I don't compromise. I compromise when it came to the cleaning products. I said, did you compromise? What about this toilet? I just put it down and you don't even sit it down. Oh, Lord have mercy. And so anyway, she wouldn't shut the door, but then they ended up talking. He said, listen, we need to communicate better. You say that the dog sleeping in the bed with us instead of asking. So they agreed that they would change the way they tone, because she said maybe she do catch herself demanding stuff instead of just, saying, hey, is it okay with you if you walk the dog? How do you feel?
Yeah, that's the issue, and I hate it for Derek. I think Derek seemed like so far Derek seemed like he's a good dude. Uh, Megan, she's a handful, man. She gets angry quick. She is demanding, and it's like every time you talk to her, it's like a one sided story. And a guy's not gonna take much of that. He's not, So you got to compromise, like you said. You didn't even ask me, can the dog sleep in the bed? What if I have allergies to dogs? I can't sleep in the bed. You know what I'm saying? I could break out, wake up with hives or something.
Yeah. You look so handsome, baby.
Or I can roll over in the dog and you bad at me. I could be a wild sleeper.
You look handsome.
Thank you. I was trying to tell a joke. You interject that.
I don't care. You stop in the middle of your joke and say thank you.
Like Megan.
So anyway, Pascal is visiting the couple that needed the most, Derek and Megan. And I noticed that her name is Megan. On Love is Blind, that girl name was Megan. Why she got this man dressed up in sparkles and rhinestones? He got a jacket on, her skirt, her shoes, and all that stuff. I was like, these people over the top, honey. So she was saying, Pascal asked him, well, how the situation go with the dog? I see the dog. Now when Pascal came in, oh, dog, Zoe, that dog said, mm-mm. That dog took that hand right on back several times. Like, I don't know you like that. And so they were saying, well, it's been a communication issue, with the dog and stuff like that. And he asked them, like, what about, respect for each other? Like, what does it look like? Derek said she can work on her defense mechanism. Like, she's very defensive. She can work on that. And she says she don't like confrontation. What you doing? Checking your TikTok? Can y'all please follow him on TikTok?
No, they probably don't know y'all not into cars and nothing like that. Y'all got to be into cars and automotive. Y'all thinking about coming to my TikTok, thinking about reality TV, you're gonna be disappointed.
Oh, absolutely. I would hope so that's not what your TikTok about.
I got my mic to my mouth already.
Oh yeah, so she said she don't like confrontation. Megan said that she said that what's his name? Derek, he can be a little aloof when it comes to Zoe. Why is everything conversation about that dog? Yeah, the conversation should be about y'all, not that dog. He a little aloof. What that mean, baby? He a little
like nonchalant, really don't care, like a basil.
And in the moment, his body tensed up. Pascal noticed it. She noticed it and stuff like that. So, the body language, honey, they got to work on that. So now let's move on to Brielle and Whitney. Mm-hmm. I am good with crossing up names. So let's move on to Brittany and Will. Pascal come and visit them. And I noticed that they had a lot of space between them and each other. You can tell body language. And somebody else could sit in between them. That's how much space it was. Brittany said that she's a very emotional person. I'm glad she admitted that. She said you can tell on her face, her body language, and everything. And he's not. He's not. She said sometimes it's hard to read him and his expression. She's not sure, how he feels. So he's totally opposite of that. She's not even sure how he feels about her. And brought up the example of basically the situation when it came to intimacy. And Pascal was just saying, because she said she felt rejected when he was like, listen, we don't need to do this no more. And she would have preferred him saying, hey, I understand the situation, but I got you. And Pascal said, yeah, your wife felt rejected in that moment. Instead of saying, hey, we don't need to do this, probably should have just reassure her that everything was going to be okay.
I think the reason why Will said that because in his mind, he still think he's single. When you're dating somebody and something like that happens, yeah, you probably say to yourself, yeah, we don't need to do that no more. But Will has to understand he is married, he has a wife now, so you got to approach that different now.
Right.
So hopefully he understand and he learned from it.
She also brought up the fact about when she was at that house, honey, and how he was just talking about the clothes and he wasn't talking about her house. And and Pascal was like, that was like a big deal for her. And
And,
you didn't recognize it in that moment. And instead of
and,
saying, wow, this is nice,
and.
you got a nice house or something like that.
I disagree. I disagree, man. Like you said, Will don't know where she came from, man. So what you expect the guy to do?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you don't need somebody to give you confirmation. If you feel like you did something, you accomplished something, so be it. You don't need him to sign off on that. And to me, man, that's a sign of weakness, in my opinion. But that's just me.
And Pascal said, but also he's not a mind reader.
There you go.
So you got to express that to him,
And then if you did express it to me, also, okay, well, it's all right.
But she was just saying, she don't know where she's staying with him and stuff like that because he's not very expressive. And I get how he is. Like,
He really don't show emotions.
He show emotions, but he doesn't show like frustration, kind of like
He's
Chad.
like, yeah, he's kind of like even keel.
Seem like he even keel, but is that his true personality, or is we still dealing with the representative?
That's
because she was like, when they was eating dinner, she was like, my hair sheds everywhere. He said, it sure does, but what can you do about it? She was like, but does it annoy you? Like, I'm trying to find out the things that annoy you, because it doesn't seem like you verbalize a lot of, hey, dog, you got a lot of hair. Does it? Yeah, it bothers me. You probably want to sweep it up.
All I gotta say, man, if Will acts that way and that's his real personality, I wish I had that personality. I'm telling you, man, if I'm driving, people cut me off. Okay, have a good day and keep on moving. I don't do that. I do not do that. I become a Britney. I start crying. Why you?
That's him. That's how I be. He gets on my nerves. I ain't gonna.
I don't understand. Why I do that? Okay, check this out. I be driving and someone might cut me off or tailgate me. I probably mumble something to myself, or I might say something out loud. I might scream out loud and get frustrated while I'm driving. And she shuts down. I don't understand. It has something to do with you. I'm just driving, people cutting me off. I'm just, showing my frustrations. I don't understand why it bothers you. You in safe hands with me while I'm driving. So yeah. I mean, what's wrong, baby? You ain't say nothing to me. Well, it's where you driving, it don't take all that. I said, yes, it does sometimes. Yes, it does.
Let me talk to Pastor Cal and let him get on you about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm big on energy. Okay. So you sitting up getting frustrated, raising your blood pressure because y'all know he's on blood pressure pills.
Don't tell people my business.
Oh, you tell it.
I want them to know that part.
Why?
Because
I'm in the hospital, y'all. I just got released, y'all, and I had to go to the doctor, y'all. So yeah, tell him that. Tell him that. So yeah, he on blood pressure medicine. His heart rate, all that stuff affects him. So what you get frustrated behind a wheel for?
Because
all the time. I'm not talking about here and there. Every time we can go down the street, somebody gonna piss him off. So it's the energy that he holds and absorbs and stuff like that. So nobody wants to be in a car with that energy. I'm sorry.
And you do the same thing when you drive. I be holding on for dear life, praying to God. I said, why she going this fast? We gonna get there on time. And I don't understand you bobbing weed through traffic and you driving fast. I'm saying, what's she trying to get to? So yes, but when I say something to you while you driving, you get mad at me. Calm down. Stop. I know what I'm doing. You sit down and be a passenger princess. I'm not a princess, it's a prince. But I'm saying, why do it to me when I can't do it to you? But anyway,
let's move on.
I know that's right. Please, made me.
So
mad.
yeah, praise the Lord. So anyway, Pascal said that about the thing. Is it anything that annoy you about say if anything annoy you with her, just say it. You know what I'm saying? Just say it, and all that stuff, whatever. But he asked him, do you like her? He was like, yeah. He looked at her like he was ready to jump up on. She said, do you like him? And it took her a while to answer. She said, yeah. And he was like, why took you so long? She was like, because, that vulnerability. I don't always like being vulnerable and stuff like that. But, he was like, this a marriage. You're going to be vulnerable. You're gonna be vulnerable, and you have to be at a place where you feel safe enough to express yourself. And I can say that my husband has made me safe to be able to express myself, good, bad, or ugly, whatever day I was having. And he not judge me for it.
So what?
So let's move on. Cause honey, I gave him a compliment. He was talking to say, "What you think
No,
I'm
I
finna
was
repeat that?"
strolling along.
I don't care. When I'm giving you a compliment, child. So yeah, you won't get that anyway. Go back and watch this. Go be on the what they call it, the rewatch crew, honey. So you can
The,
watch it and see what I
the
said.
rewatch
What's
crew.
it called?
But
The replay game. Anyway, so let's move on. Rhonda and Pat. So this right here, Pat get on my nerve. But anyway, she was just sitting there talking to Pat, and she was like, he was talking about biking, bike riding, his bike and stuff like that. She said, "Oh yeah, I have a friend. I know somebody that is a part of that at the trail ride and stuff like that, and they probably can get you on. I think they meet every Sunday." He was like, "Oh yeah, I know Joel. I get with them because they might meet every whatever, whatever." And she rolled her eyes. I said, "What you rolling her eyes for?" Well, anyway, Dr. Pierre coming now and have them talk and stuff like that. So Rhonda said that she's grateful to be with a man that is willing to do the work. I was like, okay, Rhonda, you ain't perfect now, girl, because you just be telling him all about his stuff. And he said that's why he was very intentional, because he said that she said that I talk about myself a lot. I was very intentional when it came to viewing her home. She said, hold that. She felt that he was basically trying to one up her when it came to that biking thing. She's like, I'm up here telling him that I know somebody of a high caliber that can get him on and da 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 da. And then he come and telling me that yada 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 yada. And I felt a little slighted.
they ain't gonna make it, y'all. They ain't gonna make it.
So Dr. Pia said, what do you feel in this moment? She said, I just don't feel heard. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel heard. And he said he feels attacked, and because he the type of person that he's a people pleaser. He's been a people pleaser, so he feel attacked at times, not by her, but just like sometimes if he was to tell how he felt, he felt that he would be people pleasing and stuff like that. Pat said that she can be very direct. Now he said, I love her personality. She's outgoing, she's full of life and color and all that stuff. But sometimes she can be very direct, and it can come off very defensive. And whoa, I ain't never seen Rhonda cry, child, but Rhonda had them tears, honey. And she was, and Dr. P was like, "What's wrong with you?" She was like, "I'm just saying that that's what a lot of people say my exes and stuff like that. They like the fact that I'm outgoing, I'm colorful, I'm this, I'm that. But then when it comes to this, then they be like, oh, I'm too direct, and oh, I hurt their feelings and stuff like that." So she said that it comes off as like she got a bad attitude and stuff. Dr. Bill said that's not what he said. And he was like, that's not what I said. I don't feel that way about you. I like all the things about you, and I like you being you. So she was like, I'm just gonna need a minute and everything, because I just gotta assess everything and reset and stuff. So in this moment I feel unsafe. Mm, mm, mm. So they also go to a screen where Rhonda said, when everything was over, she's like, listen, I'm gonna go out here and walk the dogs. And so he didn't say nothing. I guess he gave a child good gone. Now, let me tell you something. I ain't see a lot of people cussing on here, but Rhonda let us know we on Peacock, honey, because she be doing some cussing. Mm-hmm.
Ah, hate this format. I hate this format. Some of y'all say, yeah, I like the binge, but this right here is rough. Man. I ain't gonna lie.
Why you getting sleepy?
Yeah, man. We've been on this thing for like an hour, almost an hour, man. We ain't got to episode 7 yet.
We finna get there. Just hold on. So Rhonda was just saying that she going to walk the dogs, and she said that she feels a little afraid to be open and honest. She hate the fact that he feels afraid to be open and honest with her, because in her past relationships, uh, but okay, and I'm sorry. She said she hates the fact that he feels that he cannot be open and honest with her because of his past relationships. And she said, and I didn't make it no easier. I really and truly just put the icing on the cake. So now he probably gonna doubly feel like he can't open up because of the way that she acted and responded. So she was just like, it's rough. So now, episode 7. Dang, you ain't watched no episodes. So what you sitting up there thanking God for?
I watched part of episode 7.
Yeah, he want to get to the part that he can sit in here and converse with, because he gonna come in there
I
late.
had to go to physical therapy. Okay, that's what I'm saying, y'all. This right here takes up 3 to 4 hours of our time per day. Oh, once the show comes out, that's 3 or 4 hours watching television. Some people don't have that time during the day. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to get it out there early.
Don't ever wear that shirt again.
I know,
Listen,
man.
because
Matter of
like
fact,
you
go
try,
ahead.
you try to, like, your cleavage is showing
Yeah,
us up.
go ahead.
So anyway, on episode 7, Chad and Belinda, they sit down and he brought her flowers and everything. And I know that he put that flag out on the balcony. And Eddie was saying because he's military, former military and stuff like that. So Brittany is in the kitchen cooking for her man, honey, her man. So they was talking, and she was talking about, her hair shed. And that's when I was saying that earlier. She was asking him, do he have any pet peeves? And he said, yeah, you bringing up, I guess, the same conversations of, do I have any pet peeves or what bothers me? That's a pet peeve for him. But we found out also that Will travels, I think, 3 to 4 times a day, 3 to 4
A
times.
week.
Yeah.
Ooh, so much about y'all.
Yeah. And so anyway, so now let's move on to Pat and Rhonda. Back to them. So they seem like they done made up. She told him that
I'm sorry.
she got to learn how to make a safe space for him, for him to be able to express himself. She said that he said, what we can do is what Dr. Pia told us to do, instead of blaming the other person, you say what you feel in that moment.
Can I ask you a question?
Me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
People like Rhonda and Pat at that age, you think there's a possibility they can change their ways?
I do.
You do? Okay. 'Cause sometimes some people get set in their ways when they get that age. And
Yeah.
they don't want to change.
You were set in your ways. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but I'm
saying?
not 63 years old either.
Yeah, but still, I think that for love, because in this moment they both said they love each other. We got a couple of people. Josh and Jalen said they love each other. The only people that ain't said it was Derek and Megan and Will and Brittany.
Brittany said she loves him, but I don't think Will said it back to her. No, she said she missed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now, but yeah, I do think that there can be change, because I didn't think that moving into your house, me moving in your house, that you would like want to render your space, you know what I'm saying, and share it with me, because I thought that you would always think this your space, this your house, da 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 da.
No, I need somebody to come up in and clean and cook. So I was willing to come on, girl. Yeah. Get that food for me. And here I am.
We'll be back after this commercial. Because I really was finna pop. So anyway, so let's move on to Chad and we call them the mafia. So Chad is cooking crawfish with no season. I swear I ain't seen damn season on there, honey. I don't get, he did throw that pack in there. It wasn't nothing that was savoring off of them crawfish, honey. They just it's just good, honey. It's just good. Now he was now he had to teach Belinda how to eat the crawfish. Now,
The crawfish?
Yeah.
I do not like
and he was telling her how to twist
break
it and
the
stuff like
head
that.
off,
And
yeah.
you can suck the head. He said, now you don't have to do that. She said, nah, I ain't gonna do
Who
that.
gonna be sucking? I'm sorry, man. I can't do it.
Suck the juice out the head.
I can't do that, man. And then you out there with your boys eating crawfish, and everybody see you sucking on the head, they gonna stop and look at you. No, I ain't gonna risk that to get that crap.
So Belinda and Jalen are talking, which that's her daughter. So they're having a conversation, her and Jalen. And she was just saying, Jalen was saying that, about the prenup, because Jalen and Josh, he want a postnup, right? Because they already married. So a postnup. So he wanted her to sign that. And her mama said, listen, I'm telling you, you need to evaluate that, because if you become a housewife like me, then and get back in the work field after divorce, then what you gonna have? I'm afraid that you and your kids ain't gonna have nothing if you sign a poster. She was like, listen, mama, I don't plan on being no housewife. That's something I don't desire because I seen the way you was a housewife, you never worked, then you get a divorce, now you got to get back in the working field, and I don't want that. So she was like, listen, I just want what's best for you. Yep. So they showed Megan seemed like she had a nice house. They showed Will seemed like his apartment in Belinda Place. You know, they just showed skippers of that because they was like, we're not gonna go through all this and show y'all everybody's stuff, honey. We're gonna highlight those that's important. So now Pat said, listen, I need me a man that can help me in this yard, honey. She got Pat. Pat looked tired. Pat looked like he ain't exercised in a while. She got him moving pots and plants.
See, that's what I'm saying. Pat 59 years old, you gonna get the man a heart attack out there. Try to get him out there sweating and working. Prove your love, Pat. Prove it. Pat there with a pick and shovel. No, man, that's too much, man. That's too much.
So Pat is out there working, and so she told him why she was reluctant about him moving into her space. And she explained about in her last marriage, she said that she moved in with the man a couple of weeks before they got married. I think she said her and her 4 kids. I'm saying, how many times she been married? I thought she was only married one time. Maybe she just I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. But she said she moved into the man place. And so she was like, okay, so we moving into your place, you know. So, okay, she said he had some old drapes and curtains or stuff in the bedroom. So she went out there and purchased stuff, new stuff, and trying to jazz it up. But he was like, oh, no, no, no. No, no. This is my place. You ain't changing nothing in this place. So she said when she thought about Pat moving in her place, she didn't want to treat him like she treated the other guy.
That makes sense.
Because it's her place.
Yeah, she still got trauma from that. That makes sense.
So she was like, so she didn't want to do him like that. So he was like, well, you know what? No big deal. We got time to think about that and focus on that later. So, you know, but I do understand. So, yeah, they talk about that and, you know, he helping her. So now let's move on to Josh and Jalen. Dr. Pia, sorry. Is Dr. Pepper? Anyway, so Dr. Pia is over there at their place. She said, listen, I heard y'all ain't had no issues, no arguments, or nothing like that. I come to shake it up. So I got some questions to ask y'all. And most of the questions, they really and truly agreed. You know what I'm saying? Same bank account. I mean, finances. They're going to talk about finances and all the things or whatever. Now, one thing they did is that, you know, are you friends with any ex on social media? She was like, no, I unfriended all my exes and stuff like that. Like, that's the past. I don't want to have no communication. He was like, well, I'm still friends with a few of my exes and stuff like that. So yeah, we converse on social media and stuff. So she was like, that's not gonna work for me. He was like, well, I don't mind unfriending them and, you know, not following them. And then he also said, you know, he canceled the post note. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, you know, I at first I didn't know what I was getting into with whoever I was gonna marry, but now that I met you, I fell in love with you, and yeah, I'm gonna cancel it. So Dr. P was like, okay, did you tell your partners that? Because you said it was a big deal with your business partner.
Right.
He was like, well, I'm gonna talk to them first.
Yeah, you should talk to them first before you even brought that up, man, because you see who you dealing with now. You're starting to fall in love with this chick. You still got to take consideration of your partners at your job, you know. So they probably saying to themselves, I don't care if you fall in love with her, we still got to protect our stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know. So yeah, man, you should have asked them first for all that.
So Jalen is visiting her mom Belinda. Y'all know this her mama, honey. As we said, the mafia, but they was far from it. So she visiting her mama Belinda, and so she was telling him that he canceled the I don't know if she told him this, but anyway, it seemed like Chad when he left and went to work or wherever he went to visit his child or something like that, he left her a nice little note and said, my sweetheart, I love you. I'll be back. Have a good day. Love Chad and stuff like that. And she was just like, oh, that's so sweet. And Jalen was tearing up because she was like, Mom, you needed that. I wanted somebody that would treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And, you know, like, and she was like, you know what? When you take chances like this, no risk, what they say, take a risk.
No risk, no gain. No risk, no
risk, no reward. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no pain, no gain. Yeah. No pain, no gain.
But my question is this with Chad, like I said once before, how long is this gonna last? You know what I'm saying? Right now, he sees the rainbows and the unicorns and the butterflies, but once you hit, that rocky road and lifestyle life, and are you gonna be the same Chad that you are now? That's the question.
Cause you've been married 4 times. I
Hmm.
mean, this will be your 4th one. So, in the next scene, you got Derek is talking to his friends, and he was talking to his friends about their current situation, where they are, and all that stuff, whatever. And so he was like, I want to have kids. Like, I want to have a big family. He said, and I know we 38 years old, but I'm not sure where she's staying when it comes to kids. And he was like, man, that's something you need to talk about it, because if not, that's probably gonna be a red flag. You probably want to let that go and stuff. And he was like, yeah, but I'm not willing to compromise anything for that, because I want a big family. And in the next scene, they skip scene, we're just gonna get to them. She took him to where he,
What she work at?
yeah, what she was commercial.
Commercial real estate. And it's like this big warehouse with storage units, and people take their cars right go to the storage unit. It seems real unique. I never seen it before. And they start playing games, because you go into the lounge by her office, they have like a pool table and some kind of game on the wall. So they start playing the game. Everything started off fine and smooth and everything. Then Derek said, I need to ask you a question. I said, oh, here we go.
I'm glad he came in. Now he can talk and spare my voice.
I said, oh, here we go. He asked about having kids, and she gets upset because she said, we already talked about this. And Derek said, I just want to know for sure, because I want to have a big family. And I want to know, are you willing to have kids? If I ain't want no kids, I want to have my eggs frozen. Eric said, I understand that, but why do I ask you questions? You get all upset. And she said, I'm just irritated right now because we go through this all the time. You ask me the same question over and over again. And she went from 0 to 100 just like that.
I mean, real quick. And she was like, you talking to your friends instead of me, and that's an issue. So yeah, like I said, we seen it at the honeymoon where they talked about kids. So I don't know if production was telling him to talk about this or what, but yeah, it seemed to be like, anyway. Yeah, because the girl got her egg frozen. Of course she wanna have kids. But is your question how many or what?
Right.
She ain't got it frozen to eat it as a popsicle. But anyway, so now let's move on to Brittany and Will. So she FaceTiming her man.
Will's out of town at work, and she's FaceTiming, and they were like lovey dovey. And she said, "Ooh, you look fine. You look so good. I miss you." Because she's still in the bed. And Will said, I appreciate it, baby. And
You can tell he was blushing.
and you can tell Will was blushing. And she said, "Ooh, your cheeks turn red like your lips." I said, "I told you had them Kool-Aid lips." I told you that. Like you got through drinking some Kool-Aid. But anyway, so they were blushing and whatnot. They was talking. It was a genuine, sweet conversation. It was, So they got off the phone.
And then he make it home. Honey, I'm home.
And she has flowers for him and whatnot. Over the flowers from her. But anyway, she had a note saying, "I miss you. Welcome home" on the note. So he walks in, she on the couch in her PJs under the cover, and he hugs her and they sit down on the couch, cuddle up. And she said, anything you want? You want me to do anything for you? He said, no, I'm just good sitting here next to you, hugged up with you. They hugged up, kissing each other. I said, aw, sweet young love. That's what I'm talking about. And it was cute. It was. They sat on the couch, hugged up, and under the covers, and they kissing each other, looking at each other in each other's eyes, and he was just like,
and she cooked that man some food and stuff like that, but he was like,
I want to sit right here next to you. She said, oh, all right. Don't make her mad. She can go and eat the food she cooked. Because when she get mad, she want to eat.
So the guys and the girls link up, and all the couples come together and everything. And so as they sitting there, the guys have a conversation in the apartment, and then the girls have theirs. And the guys was just talking. Now I did notice that somebody said that Pat and Rhonda stayed above them. It was like, man, what y'all be doing up there, man? It's like y'all be rumbling and moving stuff or whatever. And I don't know what they be doing. Now it's Rhonda. She could be doing flips and cartwheels and stuff like that, but it was just funny.
What you want to pat her on again?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The older couple.
Oh, yeah, they could be doing some yoga or something. Especially Rhonda, she's like that type of person that likes to do yoga and all that type of stuff.
Now, Derek said for them in their relationship, it's been a roller coaster. up and down, up and down.
Mainly down.
And Chad said, listen, I understand this right here is a process for us, and y'all got to give each other grace. Everybody got to give each other grace because this is very unique. And, you go through a lot. So the girls talking about their relationships and the stuff that they done been through and everything. And Megan said that, she said that I'm not finna talk to none of these girls about my relationship, Chad, because they, first of all, ain't none of their business. And I want to talk to my husband and I don't want to get nobody's opinion on nothing. So they was asking her, is everybody sharing and stuff like that? Making so everything good. Yep. 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 Everything good. That's basically what it is. So you know how dry she can be. And so yeah, she didn't want to share. So yeah, Chad come back. Because most of the girls like what's her name? Brittany, she was just saying we done had our challenges. At first it started out rocket, but now we're kind of like on the even playing field and stuff like that. Baby, the folks can hear all of that in your mic when you're doing that. So we don't want to be in their ear. So
just like
Megan. That would be Rhonda.
No, yeah, just like Rhonda, yes.
Rhonda, Megan, which one I am?
Rhonda. Yes.
Anyway, Chad come home in that hall singing and dancing. He was dancing before he got to the door. I said, oh yeah, he feeling mighty fine, honey, mighty fine.
Yeah, he had some drinks or whatnot. He gets into the apartment and Belinda, she's standing there and he was just basically telling her, I love you. You look so good. You're a beautiful woman. You're the best thing that happened to me. And I was like, ooh, he loved bombing her big time, man. And Belinda said, yeah, for real? Are you for real, Chad? And Chad said, yeah, girl. And let's go in the bedroom and get it on. And bring the cowboy hat so I can do the rodeo on you.
And he said, I love you. And she had said on previous scenes that she wasn't ready to tell him I love you yet because she didn't want it to.
I don't believe I love you right now. I think he was drunk and he just told her I love you.
No, he been told her he loved her. You can see that somebody don't watch it. So anyway, he been told her he loved her, but she was like she didn't want to say it in that moment because she didn't want to just reciprocate because of him saying it. So she wanted to make sure until it felt right. So in that moment when she said it, when he was drunk and he dancing, he was like, girl, you beautiful, you all that stuff he just said. She was like, I love you. Oh, slam the door. Y'all gotta get out of here.
We're gonna do the genuine, baby. Let's ride it. Let's roll it. Let's code it. Let's fold it. Put them clothes down on downtown. That's the E-Dub remix of Genuine.
Child, what was that, honey? So now let's move on to this last tragedy. So Derek and Megan,
I don't know how that went left so fast. Man.
He was asking her as far as, how'd it go? She said, so she was asking her how it went and how the girls thing. She said, fine. She was so cut and dry. He was like, well, did you talk about your issues? She said, no. It ain't none of their business. And plus, I want to talk about it with you. So, no, I don't want to share.
And then she turned around and asked him, did you talk about it? He said, yeah, I talked to the guys about it. And that's how it went left. She said, why are you talking to them about our business and whatnot? Because you said, I need to get, advice, because every time I talk to you, you get so irritated. You get irate. I can't talk to you. Go ahead.
And so anyway, I don't know if she thought that the mics was still off or was off or something, but she was like, she went in the bedroom and I think she called him in there and shut the door. I was like, we can still hear you, girl. So anyway, she was like, and it got loud. I don't know if the production cut the mics up, but it got loud. I'm still not over last night. I'm still mad about that. And she was saying, well, you asked me about the kids and stuff. I told you how many times that I wanted to have kids. And I felt like that you wasn't listening to conversation. Like, why you keep asking me?
They ain't gonna make it, y'all.
And he said, yeah.
They ain't gonna make it.
It really truly was.
Cause she even walked out and said, I'm just tired. I'm tired of this crap. She didn't say crap, but she said she was tired.
Yeah. So I think she went in another room.
She did.
So they must got 2 bedrooms. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, they ain't gonna make it. It just it's the communication. She blows up too freaking easy for me. Even if I feel like you trying to gaslight me. La 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 la. Oh,
Derek, you in trouble, girl. You remember
Derek in Trouble Girl?
yeah, you remember Ghost of Whooper Goldberg? Whooper Goldberg.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You don't remember Ghost?
Mm-mm.
That was a ghost? Yeah, it was Ghost, yeah.
Mm. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know.
yeah. But anyway, so we did a 3-hour episode in
Man.
1 hour and 10 minutes. So
Ooh, boy. Yeah, I'll hope and pray Lifetime get this show back and put out for like once a week. You know, yeah, I know 2 hours, but dang, man.
it was 3. Oh, you talking about the
Yeah,
first 2?
yeah.
I don't know because I like not having the fluff. You know
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
then again, I like when you can fast forward to the commercials too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, for those that don't know, it is on Bravo if you have Bravo. So it comes on Bravo on Saturday nights or Saturday, I think after Potomac, and then Mondays like 6, 7, whatever time. But yeah, it comes on Bravo in the evening time. So some people have watched that on Sunday and Monday. Then y'all come back and watch our review because it'll be up.
And I guess we answered our question. The question I asked before the season started. I said, "Oh, they're gonna have the after party?" I guess not.
No after party and what else?
You know, like where are they now?
Yeah, and know where are they now? Because they gonna get straight to it. To have the decision day and
The
reunion
same night.
in the same thing. Oh yeah, that's diabolical to me because you ain't giving me no anticipation. Heck,
Yeah.
I might as well just watch the reunion.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
can skip. You can actually skip episodes. And watch
Yeah.
it. Like tonight, you could skip episode 6 and 7 and went to the last episode.
Yeah, so it's crazy, but anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Drop down in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. I don't know why she said let me know. Like she's the only one on this channel. Yeah, I know I ain't say nothing harder tonight. Yeah, I know I didn't see all the episodes tonight, but I'm still here. All right, Pascal. Shake your head. Look intensely.
So yeah. Anyway, on that note, you guys, we will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
Oh, God.
Say what now?
I was for God first. Deuces.
Deuces.
Yeah, she had the camera.